So growing up with my grandparents was a blessing. She had a laughter that could light up the entire room. Everybody would smile because it was so contagious. Uh, One thing that we definitely loved doing together was swinging on her back porch on the red swing she had that my dad ended up building for her. On my grandma King's side, we would always spend the evening in the living room watching football, eating rainbow marshmallows. As far as just walking into the household, it was always so cozy. She always had a hot meal on. It was grandma's house is what made it so special. My name is Brendan Kurtz, and both of my grandmas have been diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
Back in when I would say even kindergarten, first grade, my dad would pick me up from school and just have me work on the farm with him. Truly inspired me to, be a dedicated and hard worker. My name is Ryan Rombach, and my connection to Alzheimer's is my dad recently got diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia.
She was the baby sister of the family, and everyone adored her and always looked after her, and still do now to this day. So it's always been a great time growing up with that kind of family. My name is Dale Dick, and my mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's just about 5 years ago. My mother, before diagnosis, she was a bright person, brightens up the room, always happy. Was mean when she had to be, whenever she had to get me back in line, being an only child, but she just was always there for other people whenever you needed her.
Before the diagnosis, he was the guy that could walk into any room and become friends with them. He was the guy that always had a smile on his face. He still has a smile on his face. He was the guy that anyone could just talk to and almost be themselves with him, and he would never be the guy that judges. I remember to this day is when he ended up being at Barnes Jewish all day, getting tested with my mother there while I was working, and when mom came home, she was told he has this form of dementia, and that was something, even with the symptoms, we weren't expecting that.
My family and friends' reaction to the diagnosis, at first was definitely really hard. Especially for me, it took a little bit of time for it to settle in until I kind of started noticing the signs. Being a caretaker with my father, helping my mom every day, isn't really always the easiest thing, because things can change every day. There could be good moods, bad moods, tiredness, but just being in this journey together, all together as one family, is definitely helpful. She'll always be the same mother to me. And she's still got that great smile and great attitude and personality.
It has been the most difficult thing I've had to come to terms with, and how to move forward after this.
The Alzheimer's Association is extremely meaningful to me because I know that the treatment and support that the Alzheimer's Association had given both my grandparents was over tenfold some of the best support that they could have ever asked for while going through the disease.
I am now limited to what I can do for my dad, and the Alzheimer's Association is truly working on trying to cure and improve the medicine on something like this.
My greatest hope for the future for my friends, my family, and others facing this disease is just to be able to stay strong as we work to get an end to this disease, to find a cure.
My greatest hope for the future on this disease is to eventually, one day to find a cure. With that being said, I don't know if I'm going to be on the earth for it, for when they do, but I'm going to do everything in my power right now to try and do that. So that's why I support the Alzheimer's Association. We all know each other from attending Southeast Missouri State University. All three of us had joined the Sigma Chi fraternity.
I was just trying to think of how I can get involved. What do I enjoy? How can I put what I enjoy into something that can raise money for such a great cause? So just one day I just said, let's start a golf tournament. And then from there, I just mentioned it to Brendan, and he's like, you know what? I was affected by Alzheimer's as well. So how about, I jump on board, help you out a little bit.
When the next year was coming up, Dale did ask a bunch of people that we knew, saying, hey, would anyone like to be a part of this committee for the golf tournament? And when he was diagnosed, that's when I truly stepped up and asked Dale, like, hey, you got any more room in this committee? I would love to join and help raise money for this wonderful cause.
So swinging around to year 2, we made the goal, let's go for 25,000, and that was a huge jump. But whenever you tell the CEO of the Alzheimer's Association at the Leadership Summit, you got to stick to that word. So it's really exciting, with the experience that we had from year 1, $27,500. And, we're shooting for 40 this year. So it's going to be really exciting. 10 years down the road, make it 100,000. How about that?
The biggest play here is get the younger generation involved, educated, knowledgeable of how everybody's affected by this sickening disease.
Whether it's a grandma, a mom, a dad, a parent, aunt, uncle, the majority of everyone is probably dealing with Alzheimer's in some type of way.
Get involved.
That's all I can say.
Get involved.
That's all we can say, get involved and join us in this fight.